Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about old stackers versus new stackers. Now, I don't mean versus in a competition way. I mean it more in a comparison way. And also, I don't mean age. I don't mean like a 62-year-old stacker versus a 32-year-old stacker. I mean, how long you've actually been stacking. Because it does really depend on, how long you've been doing it and where you're at in your stacking journey as to what you would like to see and what you would like to get out of it. You know what I mean? There's someone that, has maybe been stacking for 30 years, 30 plus years, maybe has 5,000 plus ounces of silver. They've reached their silver goal. They're not picking up silver anymore. They're looking at maybe their exit strategies coming up. They're going to convert some of it to another hard asset or hand it down to family members. You can definitely understand them wanting to see the price go way up, shoot the moon. They definitely want to see it go wherever, up to 100 overnight. Which makes sense. That's the goal of everyone. You know what I mean? You'd like to sell it, for more than what you bought it for and make a profit. So if you were planning on selling off, a big majority of your stack, then yeah, you'd want to see the prices go up. Where that is quite different to a new stacker, someone like me who's still accumulating and still looking to accumulate for, many years to come. The newer stacker isn't exactly looking for spot price to shoot up dramatically. In fact, I asked a question before, like, where do you see silver going next? Spot price was at like 22. I gave the option of 15 or 30, and it was quite close, but I believe 15 came out on top, and and a lot of the comments were, I'm still looking to buy. I want to get it at this cheap price. And, that does make sense for the new stacker. If you're looking to buy, you're not going to want to be buying, at $100 an ounce. You still can. I'm not saying stop buying once silver gets to a certain point. It's just you're definitely not going to be picking up as much as you would now. That's definitely more of the new stackers mentality is, I wouldn't mind seeing spot price stay the same, maybe go down slightly. But, if it needs to go up, slowly over the next few years and decades. Not $10 a year for the next 10 years. Something like, $2 to $3, every two, whatever it is on average. You're not looking for a huge spike. You're just looking for maybe a consistent upward trend. Next is where you buy your silver and gold. And for a lot of new stackers, especially me up in Canada, when everything was going on back in 2020 and there was closures and all that stuff, there were closures for a lot longer than, down in the States in many areas. So many new stackers that would have liked to have gone to like a local coin shop or a small coin shop with, an owner that's been in business for 40 years. A lot of new stackers didn't have that option because everything was closed for, a year plus in some areas. So the only option that you had was going on to these online bullion dealers. And I'm not saying that's a terrible option. That's how I've been buying all of my silver, basically. I haven't gone to a small independent local coin shop. No, I haven't gone to one yet, let alone buy anything. I'm still looking to try and get out to one, but I'm just really busy, and the convenience of the online bullion dealers. Plus, you add in some of the payment methods from the online bullion dealers up in Canada. There's an option of the e-transfer. It's basically like walking into the store and picking it up. You're basically getting the same price, but it's shipped to your house in 2 days. There's a lot of new stackers out there that don't have that local coin shop that they've been going to for a long time, which is a benefit that some stackers that have been doing it for a long time will have. So that is one area that a lot of veteran stackers and older stackers do have an advantage is, going to some of those local coin shops and having like decades long relationships with some of these coin shop owners. So yeah, if you're going to be going into the same place, talking with the same group of people for 20 years, making a stop in once, twice every month, you're going to create some, pretty good relationships, and then hopefully that will lead to, maybe when you're buying, maybe you get a better deal than just some Joe Schmo coming off the street that you may or may not ever see again. Same with selling, you know what I mean? When it comes time to sell, you're going to have that, relationship. Maybe he'll give you an extra percentage over spot or an extra dollar over spot when you're trying to sell. He might not give that same sort of, deal to a person that's going to come in for, a one-time dealing of selling off their grandfather's stack. I come across people in the comments, some stackers that have been doing it for a long time, that said they haven't bought a single piece of silver online because of the many reasons that I just went over, of the benefits of having, maybe 1 or 2 local coin shops that they've been going to for, decades. If the best price by far you're going to see is coming from the coin shops that you go into once a month, then yeah, there's no need to be shopping online. You know what I mean? You already have everything set up that you need at the local coin shop. You walk in, you get in your hands, and you go home with it. You're used to that sort of thing, and you can avoid the hassle of you're going to be paying more online, and then you're going to have to worry about it in transit. I know I always worry about my packages in transit, and you don't have to worry about any of the online stuff. But one thing, time moves on, everyone gets older. There might come a time where that local coin shop has to close up shop, retire, whatever it is. Emergency needs to be taken care of, has to move out of state to take care of somebody, whatever it is. Unfortunately, the facts of life is that coin shop could be closed tomorrow. I recently saw, I forget which channel it was. Someone in the comments let me know if you do remember. There was a channel in they made a community post talking about their local coin shop they've been going to for like 40 years had shut down, and now they got to find a new one. So yeah, like I said, unfortunately, the things do happen. Maybe the guy is retiring and the place closes, or it needs to close for whatever reason. It's good to know that there is that option online if you would still like to continue picking up silver and there's no real other coin shop close to you. Then the online bullion dealers looks like a better option. And one thing that a lot of new stackers have been able to take advantage of, that some of the older ones just didn't have the option, is this YouTube community, the silver stacking community all over the internet. Whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, all of these channels on YouTube. For a new stacker, there's just so much information at the click of a button. It's very, very easy if you want to learn all about silver stacking, all about the different coins, bars, difference between coins and rounds, generic, this and that. It's very easy today to just go onto YouTube and learn. For someone who started back in 1992, they couldn't just go onto YouTube and search silver dragons and Yankee stacking and have a whole back catalog of videos that you could watch for months and educate yourself. So there is that leg up. Obviously, I'm not saying this is just for new stackers. Older stackers are obviously taking advantage of it as well, but it's just starting out. It might give the newer stacker a bit of a leg up compared to someone that would have been starting in 1992, because there's a lot of legwork in that. If you would have to go out to the coin shops, you'd have to go out to the LCSs, you'd actively have to talk to real breathing people, not just type it into Google and get the answers you want. You'd have to actively search out the answers you're looking for if you were trying to educate yourself on the new thing that you're into, which is stacking silver. So as far as prices go, I do not think right now is the best time to have started stacking. Unfortunately, like I said, I started back in 2020, so I've just been stacking through the high premium era. But it is what it is. As I said, kick myself I didn't start earlier, but there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, like I said, it's not the best time as far as price, but I do believe right now is the best time to be a stacker, just because of all of the information that's out there. Sure, you're going to get some stuff that's fluff and some stuff that's sensationalized, but for the most part there's a lot of channels out there that genuinely talk about silver in a realistic way, and you will learn a lot from a lot of the channels that are out there. So yeah, those were just a few examples of the difference between a newer stacker and an older stacker, and how they're might be differing in ways and opinions of silver stacking. The first one, like I was saying, was the what you would like to see silver spot price do in the near future. The second one was how to buy. Obviously, with the older generation, the older stackers, they do have a lot of them avoid online as much as they can, whereas the newer stackers, sometimes it's their only option in the current climate. A lot of people just haven't been able to get out to local coin shops, a lot of the newer stackers. And then lastly is the rise and the prominence of the silver stacking community all over the internet. I find that it's a lot easier for people trying to get into silver stacking now to get a crash course education on all things silver. You know, it's a lot easier to learn and pick things up than it would have been back in the day when, you know, it was a lot more legwork on your part to get the information that you were searching for. But yes, I would like to hear what you guys think. If you let me know in the comments whether you guys are a newer or older stacker. I don't know what the cutoff would be. I don't know if the over-under is at 9.5 years or something like that. If it's 10, you're an older stacker. If you've been stacking for 8 years, you're a newer stacker. I don't know. It's up to you. Let me know in the comments. You can say how long you've been doing it and whether you consider yourself a newer or older one. Again, I don't really know where that threshold is, but it's somewhere. Not everybody is a new stacker. Not everybody is an old stacker. So there has to be a cutoff somewhere. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, you know, where you land, and you know, if there's any other things that you think of, or any other things that you think that I might have missed, where there is differences between how new stackers and older stackers view that topic. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.